Our show focuses on homeownership, community, lifestyles, and success stories from across the country. We like to entertain and inform our audience by sharing cool stories from your city and across the nation. And of course, hear from a local pro from your market. Welcome to the last episode of the year. Today, we're going to check out some of the highlights of 2019 from coast to coast. I'm your host, Jem Morris, and welcome to the American Dream.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about the show? It's totally unscripted.
Our first story is brought to you by a professional in your city. Let's hear what they have to share this week.
I'm Brandy Dudenhoeffer with STL Premier Realty Group, powered by Keller Williams. And today I want to inspire you to find your passion to give back to the community. We're here on the job site for Habitat for Humanity, St. Charles County, and we are going to show you how the Mad Dream Builders makes a difference in our community. We're here with Colleen Murphy. She is my co-captain for the Mad Dream Builders, which is Make a Difference, and the Women Build for Habitat Humanity St. Charles 2019. So Colleen, when did you get started with Habitat, and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I guess it was about 3.5 years ago now. I had a family member ask me if I wanted to come to the job site and build with her, and it's something that I really always wanted to do. So I took her up on it, brought a friend with me, and it was one of the most profound experiences that I've ever had. I have also volunteered for their Celebration of Trees Gala for 2 years now, so I just really like to be involved with Habitat. It gives me a good feeling. I love knowing that I'm helping in the community.
Yes, and it's also been rewarding because you've gotten your daughter involved as well.
Absolutely. She turned 16 in just a few days, so she's finally going to be able to help us here on the job site, but she has enjoyed helping us fundraise this year as well.
Well, thank you. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us?
No, just if you have a need to get involved in your community, whether it's with Habitat St. Charles or another organization, go do it, because not only helps the community, but will give you a great feeling as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're here with Danielle Jenkins. She is one of 3 partner families for the 2019 Habitat for Humanity St. Charles Build. So Danielle, tell us about your story.
I have a daughter. She is 5 years old. She'll be starting kindergarten this coming August. And I've been renting my house for a long while, and I always wanted to be a homeowner. So I'll get to be a homeowner this year or in a couple months. And then we'll have a backyard, and then this is the neighborhood. It's full of kids, so she'll be super excited.
Well, if you are considering homeownership, Habitat for Humanity might be an option. I know that there are a lot of applications, but you were excited to be chosen.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe I made it. I was super excited. It was a lot of people that applied, but if you want to apply, don't give up, be patient, and keep trying if you don't get it the first time.
Awesome. Well, we are super excited to be installing siding on Danielle's house today. Thank you.
Super excited. Thank you.
We're with Tony Bradbury, the construction manager. Tony, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with Habitat?
Yeah, I've been around construction almost my entire life. I used to frame homes. I worked for a developer for years, running job sites, developments, and had my own business doing remodeling and contracting prior to Habitat. And started here about five and a half years ago. And it was because of one of my past customers when I worked for a developer. We built her home, and then I did work for her when I had my own business. And she was the one that kind of opened my eyes to Habitat, and when they were looking to hire a construction manager. So Gave it a try, and 5.5 years later, we're still going. So.
Well, that's awesome. You must enjoy it.
It is. It's rewarding. It's a way to kind of
My pleasure.
So excited to see the beautiful weather out here. We have the Katy Trail, and we're in Augusta, Missouri. So can you tell us first a little bit about Augusta and what we have surrounding us?
Augusta is the first wine capital, established winery capital of the United States.
Okay.
Earlier than Sonoma, earlier than Napa. The production goes back to 1829 here in Augusta. The Augusta town has been here since the 1850s.
Okay.
And we're a small little community. Proper Augusta is about 169 people. We do have 2 wineries and a brew house within the confines of Augusta itself. We are backed up to the Katy Bicycle Trail, which is a 299-mile bicycle trail across the state of Missouri. Largest rails to trails project in the United States.
Amazing. Amazing. So how did you come across the brewery, and how is this part of your family background?
In 2008, one of our other locations, John G's Beer Deck, we built, and we highlighted a lot of Augusta beers. In 2010, the prior owner of the brewing operations, which used to be 2 miles south of here, past the wood line over there, approached my wife and I, Jerry, and asked us if we wanted to buy the brew house and the brewing operations. So we ended up buying the operations and the brew house here. And then in 2011, we'll go to one of our other locations, John G's Tap Room, which had been in my wife's family she's 5th generation in this building. My in-laws closed the grocery store after 144 years in business.
Wow.
And so we ended up turning it into John G. John Gustafson Droege was my wife's great-great-granddaddy who started the mercantile business in Washington in 1867. So we have that, and we have the Beer Deck, which is on the same property, kind of a separate facility, and then we have the brew house here located in Augusta right on the Katy Trail.
So what do we have in front of us,
Well,
and how do you know how to make this?
Well, first, I have a brewer full-time.
Well, great. Okay.
That helps.
Yes.
I've learned a lot on the job. Our prior brewer taught me a lot, and then our current brewer is still teaching me. It's always, I call brewing 50-50. 50% science, 50% art.
Okay.
You got to know the science behind it, but you still got to know the art of making good beer. This is a Munich.
Okay.
It's a German-style Weissen beer, which is kind of a wheat beer, but it's an amber color, a little darker. And this is our dry Irish stout, which one of our flagships. We have 5 flagships. Our stout is one, our blonde, our Tannhauser, which is a Germany. Tannhauser, yeah. So, and the stout. So
Okay.
yes, we're off 5 flagships, and throughout the year we'll make 23 different styles of beer.
Okay, and that's all here?
That's in Washington, Missouri at John G's Tap Room, home of Augusta Brewing Company. And
Okay.
we'll get pictures of that and show you there.
Okay, super excited to see that. Let's have a taste.
Cheers. Gross.
Cheers! That is good. So how do you stay top of skills? I mean, I know that you have a German base for your beers. So how do you learn those things? How do you keep top in your skill?
We get a lot of periodicals like New Brewer, BA, Brewers Association at Brewing and different, and also there's a lot of networking between the brewers. We pull part of the St. Louis Brewers Guild. Right now we're at 52 members, 53 members in the St. Louis Brewers Guild. So when we all get together, we kind of talk beer.
Right, right.
So you always give out different, different kind of recipes, different suggestions. So it's a really great organization that helps each other.
That sounds like a nice community.
Yes, it is.
Well, great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Terry, for having us today. We've enjoyed touring your beautiful facility. I'm so excited to hear about all the history and drink some beer.
That sounds great. Thank you for coming.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me today as we checked out the Augusta Brew House and the Augusta Brewery and had a few beers and some good time with Terry. I'll see you next time on the American Dream St. Louis.
I hope you learned something interesting about your city and enjoyed the local content. Up next, we're going to revisit some of this year's best moments from the West Coast, which some say might be the best coast.
Hello, I'm Alan Canis. I'm one of the top real estate agents in the United States. I serve a niche market called the San Francisco Peninsula. Located just 20 minutes south of San Francisco, 20 minutes north of Silicon Valley, and just 5 minutes from the San Francisco International Airport. All, of course, with no traffic. We find Burlingame, California. When working with my clients, attention to the smallest details is so important, even down to a pocket square. Speaking of a pocket square, it's time to meet my favorite family couture store, Sam Maloof. Come on in. Hey Sam, great to see you.
Nice to see you. Welcome.
I need a pocket square.
Oh, great. Stand right over here, and I will bring you the pocket square.
Great.
Trying to match your coat and tie today?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. I got a beautiful one right here. Show this to you. This is from Keaton, all silk.
Ooh.
Beautiful browns and blues. Do that.
Oh, let's see.
Here.
Oh, that one's nice.
Is that pretty?
Yeah, that one's nice. Let's see.
Take a look at
yeah,
there?
let's see. Okay.
That's great. And here's another beautiful one.
Let's see.
Let me show you this. And if you like this, similar colors.
I like that. Okay.
But I think I like that first one better.
I think I like that one.
Works better.
That one's better. Okay.
All right.
But
How's
perfect. Sold.
beautiful? Wonderful.
I like this. I know your first secret to your success is your beautiful wife, Gloria.
Thank you.
What do you consider your main secret to your success?
I think foremost is product, having the absolute best product there is. We shop all over Europe, bringing our clients, from all the wonderful countries that make handmade products. Number two is being able to execute flawlessly. It's so important. Our customers are very detail oriented, so to the 1/8 of an inch makes a big difference in how something looks. Our customer service, which is also exceptional. We bend over backwards to take care of our clients. And number four is having a great team. You need a lot of great support, and we have great staff.
Thank you, Sam. I really appreciate, and I know our community appreciates you being here. Thank you so
Al.
much. Thank
Couldn't do
you.
it without you.
Greetings, my name is Pete Lorimer and I am broker owner of PLG Estates here in glorious Los Angeles. I'm also the host of a show on Netflix called Stay Here. Now, where are you, Pete? Yes, it isn't your typical Los Angeles beach and Santa Monica and Venice. We're actually in an area known as the East Side. Now, it can be a little bit confusing because we are indeed west of downtown, but we're east of Hollywood in an area called Echo Park. Now, Echo Park, this lovely lake that you can see people boating, was founded as a reservoir back in the 1800s. Then it was turned into a recreational area, and then this area has some of Los Angeles' most old vintage homes going as far back as 150 years old. I love the East Side. I have an office here. I have an office in four corners of Los Angeles, but I love, love, love the East Side. And I'm going to take you on a trip to see some of my little cheeky favorite hotspots on the East Side of Los Angeles. So come on, let's go. Welcome to Porto Drive. This is an absolute labor of love for me. I've been involved with this project from the very beginning. This is a classic mid-century home nestled atop the Hollywood Hills. We're in an area known as the Outpost Estates, which is technically part of the Hollywood Hills on the east side. Asking price for this beauty, $2.5 million will buy you this jewel in the hills. And you get a free orchestra with it, because right behind me, literally on the other side of the hill, is the Hollywood Bowl. And if you listen on a chilly LA starry night, you can hear the national anthem being played by LA Philharmonic. So without further ado, I am terribly excited to show you all of the beauty that this property has. So come on, let's have a look around. Now, it is no easy feat to build such a house, because we're dealing with a pretty small footprint on a piece of rock with a cliff below you. But I love the mid-century lines of this house. And then come with me this way. This is why people who live in the hills love the hills. It is because of the views. Look at this. You've got downtown behind you. On a clear day, you can see all the way to Long Beach. And people just go nutsy fruitcake for the views. Watching the helicopters fly by as they film the celebrities at Mann's Chinese Theatre, which is literally right there. Hollywood Bowl and Hollywood Boulevard is right there. And this makes me feel like king for a day. Just gonna imagine.
Hey guys, Alexander Garcia here, bringing you back to the coastal cities of San Diego. I'm standing here in Embarcadero Marina, the walkway along downtown's waterfronts. This place has a bit of history to it, so let me show you. Embarcadero Marina gives some of its visitors some of the best views of downtown, some of the best restaurants to choose from, and the most historic landmarks along the way. But by far, my favorite landmark stands 25 feet tall, the most romantic of them all, the one and only Embracing Peace statue.
Oh, there, Tiger.
You didn't actually think I'd leave Hallie out of this one, did you?
Okay, Alex, I know you think you got the moves, but in all seriousness, what does this statue symbolize?
Right, so the story behind the statue is that it actually depicts a very famous photo back in World War II. So the photo was taken in 1945 as an American sailor embraced a nurse with a kiss in New York City's Times Square to celebrate the ending of World War II.
Oh, that's so romantic.
Right? And the crazy thing is that these two people didn't even know each other. It was just a random kiss. So, I mean, but, you know, in all fairness, I could understand the excitement of the sailor, knowing that the war was finally over.
Yeah.
I don't know, a random stranger kiss, is that a little too much?
I mean, I think we'd have to see for ourselves. Challenge?
You want to go kiss some strangers?
Go!
Let's go kiss some strangers. Just kidding,
No,
just
but
kidding.
seriously, in all seriousness, Alex, what does this kiss and this symbolize to you?
Right. I think the statue symbolizes the love and the freedom that we can now enjoy because of all the sacrifice that these soldiers, specifically the sailors, made for us.
Look at you, Alex. Get deep. I like it.
So there's certainly an interesting amount of irony as to the location of this love statue, as sitting right across these still waters lies one of the fiercest landmarks in San Diego. Weighing in at 45 tons, the length of 3 football fields, and carrying 176 anti-aircraft cannon guns. Al, you probably already guessed it.
Obviously.
The one and only USS Midway ship. This beauty, or should I say beast of a machine, has so much history here in San Diego. Believe it or not, the USS Midway was the world's largest ship up through 1955. It was finally decommissioned in San Diego in 1992 and now serves as the most visited naval warship museum in the United States today, with over 1 million visitors annually.
Things are looking pretty cool over here on the West Coast, but we still have more to come. Stay tuned as we see some of this year's best moments from the South and Midwest.
Jay and Ashley Nelson, Nashville's secret agents. Guess what our mission is today? Well, I'm wearing my boots for a reason. We're in our hometown, Nashville, Tennessee.
Nash Vegas, Tennessee, guys. This is where I've been selling real estate for 18 years. It's time today to take them down to the honky tonks, Tootsies.
That's right.
Hey, code name Boo Boo. Codename Baby Man, and I got the Boo Boo t-shirt on. They're gonna be selling Hank Williams Jr. t-shirts down there, but they ain't got nothing on this one, baby. Let's go to Nash Vegas, come on. There you go, baby. You're my angel. I love you.
Good job, baby.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Give me that sunshine, sunshine. Give me them good times, good times. Nothing but good vibes.
The word tamale is a Spanish word that pretty much means made of dough or masa. It has been predated to 7000 BC, where it's in Mesoamerica in pre-Columbian times. They use it just as a dipping bread, and they would dip it into sauce and stew. The Aztecs and the Mayans would wrap it up in corn husks and give it to warriors because it was a really good portable food when people were trying to go around and conquer the world. In El Paso, Texas, there's people that actually make them sweet. In South Texas, they make them big. Gerald Ford tried to eat one without taking the husks off in 1976, but here's the point. Everyone has a different style of tamales. And we're gonna go check out how San Antonio has made tamales their tradition around the holiday.
We're here with Aida. Aida, what is your fondest memory of tamales?
My grandmother, when we were kids, we used to make them during Christmas.
Just hanging around with my grandparents, getting all the masa ready, cooking down all the pork.
I don't remember how old I was, but just like seeing it and not knowing what it was until she opened it up and then you actually taste it.
So one of the seasonings that Panamanians use quite often is saffron. She would cook the saffron liquid with her pork that she filled the tamales with.
And she would show us step by step and let us make the masa and we'd put it on the corn husks and we'd make a mess. But that was the fun of it.
So I would say I was probably had to be around 4 or 5. But yeah, around Christmas time, I'd always look forward to getting tamales from her.
Getting around the family together. It was a family tradition.
So every year you guys get together, you would make the meat separate, do the masa separate?
Yeah, we do all the whole process. We extend all the leaves, make all the masa.
Wow.
Cook down the cabeza. All that good stuff.
I love it. I'm gonna ask you some speed questions. You ready?
Okay.
Here we go. Homemade or store-bought?
Homemade.
Homemade, all the way.
Homemade, absolutely.
No, it had to be homemade.
Yeah,
for
homemade
sure.
no matter
for
what.
Sure, yeah.
Pork or bean?
Pork.
Pork or bean?
Pork.
Pork.
We gotta go with pork.
Holidays only or year-round?
I usually like them holidays only, but I won't turn down year-round.
Holidays or year-round?
Holidays.
Holidays only or year-round?
Oh God, year round.
Holidays or year-round?
It's usually more the holidays.
Now, last but certainly not least, we head to some of the most famous and historic cities in the United States. Let's revisit some of this year's best moments from the Eastern Seaboard.
I go, where are you, guy? Where are you? Hope he's gonna meet me at this house soon. Let me try to get him again. For all I know, he could be swimming in the ocean.
Glad we could finally meet up.
I brought your car.
I appreciate that. Hey, I'm super excited. Today I'm going to introduce you to my friend Frank McKinney. Frank McKinney is the epitome of the American dream. Here's a guy who started from nothing. He's built $50 million spec homes on the ocean. Today we're going to see his $14.9 million property. Let's go meet him.
And I'm Kate Elliott from the Kate Elliott team at Coldwell Banker. We are here to talk about how I like to work with builders. And we have a lot of homes in this area that are getting restored. And so we actually, as a service to our builders, work with them to help select design choices. So we should go in and take a look. It's half done, so be a little bit careful, but there's some exciting design decisions to be made.
Perfect, let's take a look.
All right. Hey, Dave.
Hey, what's up?
How are you? Good to see you.
How's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Erica, this is Dave Kasdan from Kasdan Construction Management and Kasdan Homes.
Very nice to meet you.
And he is our builder for this property here at 393 Irving in South Orange. Should we start with the bathroom?
Definitely.
Sure, so this is a bathroom?
Well, this was a bathroom, and now it's going to be a bathroom and a laundry room.
Okay, so Dave, tell me, why does it make sense to get Kate involved so early on in a project like this when the bathroom is literally down to the studs?
She really helps me kind of push outside the box on ideas and design, and we really just have a lot of fun with the project.
Dave has really good taste, but the fact of the matter is, you know, as buyers come through and they're seeing more and more of the same thing, we take a little bit of risk. This is how Dave gets the most money for his homes, is because he's pushing the envelope a little bit.
Wow, you guys really like a lot of color and taking a lot of risks with this design.
Where do you see our accent wall?
There's an accent wall?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's look.
This is sort of the focal point of when you walk in the house, right?
Okay.
And so we really wanted to do something fun. So we worked with a muralist.
So this is custom. No other house is gonna have this in the United States.
Absolutely right.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Isn't that nice?
That is so cool.
Yeah.
You're right, it hits you as soon as you walk in. I couldn't have imagined a piece of wall art. I love it.
Cool. Guys, I have a really good idea. All right, so you know how we were talking about open concept? I was thinking it might be a great idea to open up this wall from the dining room into the second family room.
Are you cool with this?
Let's go for it.
All right, E, crowbar, ready?
Ready.
Let's break it down.
Welcome to the American Dream, and today we have your super mortgage guy, Justin Bush,
Thank you very much. And your super realtor, Catherine Rain.
and we're in sunny Miami Beach, and we have something very unique for you.
This is the Arca. It's fully sustainable. Not only is it a house, it is also a yacht. Why don't
Let's
we
go check it out.
Let's do this. Wow, check this out.
Wow. Look at this view. It's amazing.
This is huge. This is probably the coolest thing I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Look at this deck.
Now we're inside of the Arc Up with Howard Chase and Marius Color. Thank you for being on the show.
Of course.
Thanks for having us, Catherine.
So Marius, tell us about this.
Well, the Arcup's the first livable, luxury, sustainable yacht in the world. So it's independent of electricity and water. So we have sufficient solar panels on the roof to actually drive this yacht, use it for all the hydraulics and for the air conditioning. And we're collecting rainwater on the roof as well, which goes in a 4,000-gallon freshwater tank after it goes through a purified system. So being independent of electricity and water, I think this is something amazing. We're here, we have 4,350 square feet of living space, 2,600 air conditioners, 1,750 outside with 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath.
Tell us, how does this compare to the normal real estate in Miami?
Well, of course, as everybody can see, this is different. So this is not a mansion and it's not a yacht. It is the perfect blend of both. So this is Miami's version of Noah's Ark.
Great house yacht living. So I think this is the American dream and far beyond.
So
Actually, when this was covered, I thought it was a barbecue. Duh. So what is this?
Well, it's not a barbecue. Wow. So the reason why it's actually so stable like a house is because we have here the 4 stops where we lift the entire yacht above water. Otherwise, above thrust, or you give gas like any other yacht. And also here, you have a navigation system where you can control how much water you actually have in the tanks, and also on energy, how much energy we're actually producing right now. So what the solar is producing, how much goes into the batteries, and how much we're actually using right now for the air conditioner lights or to drive it.
We strive to bring you the best stories from across the country that embody the ideals of the American dream. And we hope that you saw something new and entertaining. Look forward to what's coming in 2020 because we've got some pretty cool stories and big changes on the way. We would like to thank all of our viewers and our sponsors for helping us grow this show. We couldn't do this without your support. I'm your host, Jem Morris, and thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next year.